Welcome to the studio, which is currently our home whilst the London Gallery is closed, and it's the beginning of a new exhibition by Jake ATTREE. He opens tomorrow, Wednesday, and we have all the paintings showing here that have happened since his last show, which was in 2017. The exhibition will be opening on Wednesday, the 3rd of February, and finishing at the end of the month on the 26th of February. Jake ATTREE will be joining us on film here to talk about the pictures particularly, and he's going to explain to you about the difference between his abstract work and the figurative. He won't be alone as an artist painting both figurative art and abstraction, but York, and particularly the Minster in York, has been, if you like, a central feature of his paintings throughout. But he knows it that well that he feels he doesn't need to find the detail, and he can express himself very much better through these pattern pictures that he's developed in the show.
Hello, it's Jake ATTREE here. I thank you for watching this short video where I'm going to speak about some of the work in the exhibition at the studio, Lordswood, Messum's other home. I'm going to talk initially about Landscape by Water. That's 3 oil pastels. They're all entitled Landscape by Water: the red hill, the yellow hill, and the blue hill. They're based on a place in York called Bale Hill, which is on the south bank of the River Ouse, and is a small earthwork which had a Bailey tower on it, which corresponded to Clifford's Tower, which was York's castle on the other bank of the Ouse in the Middle Ages, and even before the Middle Ages. I used to go with my father on Sunday morning walks to Bale Hill. There was a rookery there, and not there anymore, perhaps because of the build-up of traffic that has happened since my youth, and it was a place of great emotional attachment for me. I was very young going there, and when I got to secondary modern school, Danesmead actually was the name of the school, in York, they had a pretty good library with a book on European painting. One of the reproductions was Peter Bruegel the Elder, and one of the paintings particularly struck me. That's The Gloomy Day, which I think represents the months February and March in the Seasons series that Bruegel painted. And I was struck particularly by the fact it looked so like the view from Bale Hill. What I've attempted to do, and what I've been attempting to do for a long time now, is to combine the Bruegel images with empirical images, or images that I've experienced in the real world through drawing, and make something different, not reliant on the Bruegel, not reliant on the empirical image that I've drawn, but something that is an amalgam of both. And hopefully these represent that up to a point.
Jake ATTREE will be talking about this picture and these 2 paintings here, the 2 sisters, and they're all featured and inspired by the Minster itself, but I would like to show you the detail that's in this picture and the heavy impasto and the way that he's knitted this picture into a wonderful impression that the Minster has left with him. So he brings these amazing images from huge knowledge of his subject matter, and they speak in a language which I think can tell you far more than perhaps a detailed drawing of it.
I'd like to talk now about a painting called Ochre Quay, which is much bigger. It's 48 inches square. On the bar walls, or the city walls at York, which are called the bar walls because they have 4 bars or gates with barbicans, if you get on the bar walls at Skeldergate, which is on the south bank of the Ouse, walk a little way to a turning where there's a drum tower, there is a stone flag with a grid carved into it. As a young boy, I used to walk along the walls with my father after we'd been on Bale Hill, probably to Micklegate Bar, And I was always intrigued and mystified by this stone flag and this grid carved into it with a set of glyphs. I felt, strangely, that having looked at this stone very closely, it seemed to me to have a kind of magical quality about it, and it seemed to have a kind of coded message within it. It didn't, of course, but in my fanciful childlike mind it did. And I felt that if I could unstitch or unravel or understand the code, it would give me some reference to the feelings and emotions that I had about the city I was born in, i.e. York. It didn't, of course, and it wouldn't. But as I got older and discovered this magic square paintings of Paul Klee, that was another reference to this particular flag of stone on the bow walls at York. And again, I felt that if there was some imagined, hidden, undiscoverable meaning, if I could find some way of using these images in a painting, which was based but wasn't in any way dependent upon these empirical experiences, that might at last reveal to me, in some wordless way, illuminate the intangible feelings I've held for so long about the city, as I said earlier, that I was born in. Last of all, I'd like to speak about the Bruegel series. That's Haymaking, after Bruegel, The Return of the Herd, also after Bruegel, The Corn Harvest, The Hunters in the Snow, The Gloomy Day, and The Magpie on the Gallows, which of course isn't part of that series, but I wanted to have 6 rather than 5. And The Magpie on the Gallows is a marvellous painting, and it looks to me a little bit like spring. That's why I used it. Bruegel, as I said earlier when I was speaking about the Landscape by Water series, has been a particularly important painter to me. He's northern. I was born in York, so I'm from the north of England, but it's a North European tradition, which isn't any better or worse than any other tradition, but it's the tradition to which I belong. And I've always felt Bruegel to be a painter of great eloquence, intelligence and elegance. The language of the York mystery plays is equally eloquent, intelligent and elegant, and yet is very much it represents very much the place that the plays were written in. It has a dialect and a sense of being from the north of England.
Apart from the exhibition pictures, we have also got on offer about 12 different drawings by Jake. These we're offering unframed and can be sent direct to you, and their prices are roughly from $8.50 to $14.50, but they're original black and white drawings which are very lovely, and they will be available on our website. I do hope that you enjoy this show. It's a powerful representative exhibition of Jake's work. He's a painter who has a terrific integrity and who's growing in importance every year.